Welcome back to the Tigers Den podcast, guys. It is recruiting time. But first, you know what we got to do. Smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new. Don't forget to ring that bell. Join the Noti Squad. Hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Facebook, Twitter, and IG at Big C Got Game. What a run it's been for our Grambling State Tigers over the last 9 seasons. I think back to like our first recruiting class when Charlie Brooks, Phil Austin, Josh Carey all came in on that class. Probably one of the most legendary recruiting classes I've ever had in a dynasty, and we have just gotten better over the years. Like I said, we are in season 9, and this year we're not losing a lot. We are a very young team. As you can see, we have 27 freshmen on the roster right now, 15 sophomores, 18 juniors, and 8 seniors. Now, we will be losing 4 offensive players this year and 4 defensive players this year, but I expect some juniors to declare early. Cody Walker could declare early. Ken Johnson will be leaving. Antonio Walker will be leaving. But Aaron Wilkinson could declare early. So players like that could be leaving us with some holes to fill. I feel like this season, with a few key players leaving early from last season, we've had some holes to fill. But I think where we're stacked at is on defense. We do have 2 seniors leaving at cornerback, one at offensive line or outside linebacker, and one at defensive tackle. But we have depth behind those guys at each position. Look at our defensive line, man. We have 4 freshman defensive ends, 4 freshman D tackles, 2 freshman outside linebackers, 4 corners that are freshmen right now. So we are a deep team, but just very young. Taking a look at our roster, like I said, Cody Walker could declare early, man. He is a redshirt junior. The 6'5", 235-pounder is a 99 overall right now. He's got 91 speed, 99 awareness. If he wins another national championship this year, he could be leaving Grambling State, making room for Bobby Harrison to come in and finally get some playing time. At running back, more of the same thing. Pierre Jackson is a junior. He is your back-to-back Heisman winner. If he wins another Heisman this year, 3 Heismans in a row, he's been putting up insane numbers, a lot of carries through his young career. If he does decide to clear, that makes room for Eldon O'Connor to be the starting running back going into next season. We will be losing Antonio Walker this offseason. The 6'3", 209-pounder from Texas has been balling the past 4 seasons at Grambling State. We'll also be losing Mike Harper, who's been used more in the slot, but we are young behind him. We have Brad Thomas, a redshirt sophomore. He's 6'6", 226, more of a possession wide receiver. Also, same could be said about Mike Jones. He's 6'7", 225, getting some playing time right now, but he is a possession wideout. Then you have freshman Joe May, who's just sitting on the bench right now. He's a 75 overall with 90 speed. I would love to see our wideouts get faster. We need more big playmakers. At tight end, Tim Clark could declare early. He's a junior. He's a 90 overall, but we have Sheldon Hicks in the weights for him. Also, we have another freshman tight end with Mike Robinson. Offensive line is an interesting spot right now. Jarrett Lee just getting a start this year. He's an 83 overall. I don't expect him to declare because he needs some work still. But if he does decide to declare, we have the number 1 tackle from last season, Brant Smith, right behind him. No concern at left guard with Pennington and Roberson declaring. Then we have Thad White behind him. We will be losing Joseph Clayton, the most solid offensive lineman we've had on this team. He's going to be gone because he'll graduate. But behind him, we have Andre Gibson. He's a 76 overall true freshman. Nicholas Walden is an interesting player. He's a 95 overall junior redshirt. He could declare early. I expect him to declare early because he could be a first-round pick. But behind him is Shane Miller, a redshirt freshman. He's 6'7", 281, and he's a 78 overall. So we do have depth across this offensive line. They're just inexperienced. Will Brown is starting at right tackle. Behind him is another sophomore. That's Gavin Jackson. And then we have a true freshman in Justin Wheatley waiting in the weeds. On defense, Marcus Jones is a redshirt junior. I don't expect him to declare early. We need to have him back next season. But we do have some players behind him that are going to be fighting for playing time. You got Brian Clark, a redshirt freshman. Then Chris Bobo, the true freshman. He's a 78 overall. He hasn't seen too much field this year, but look for him to start getting into the rotation. And then you have Steven Wilson, another true freshman, who could be moved down to D tackle. At right defensive end is Dan Bird. He's a 90 overall. He's a junior as well, but I think he should be back next season. And then behind him is a true sophomore in James Sharp and a true freshman who's being redshirt right now, Will Jude, who is very athletic and could push for rotation time next season. Probably one of our deepest positions on this roster is D tackle. Michael Anderson will be gone after this season because he's a senior. Anthony Davis is a redshirt junior. He could declare as well. But then behind him, we have a lot of studs that are ready to play. Martin Mills is an 88 overall redshirt sophomore. Then you have Daniel Sapp, a freshman, redshirt freshman. He's an 85 overall. Behind him is Mark Walker, another redshirt freshman, 6'4", 281. And then A.J. Coker, he's another redshirt freshman, 6'6", 266. And then a true freshman, and Corey Banks, who was the number 1 D tackle in the class last season. So we are deep at D tackle. My only concern is a couple of these guys might try to transfer because there's just not enough playing time. At linebacker, Ashton Hall will be graduating this year, 6'5", 236. He really hasn't had a lot of playing time because he's just our base defensive outside linebacker. But I expect him to be drafted probably like somewhere in the 5th or 6th round. Behind him is redshirt sophomore Mike Weiss. He's 6'1", 233. Hasn't seen a lot of playing time. He does play on special teams and does a great job. At middle linebacker, we are young. Logan Young, he is a redshirt sophomore. He'll be back next season, and so will your middle linebacker, your linebacker of the year, Brian Chase, the 6'7", 253-pound sophomore, will be going into his junior season next year. And he's been dominating again this year, so we're expecting big things out of him in the future. At right outside linebacker, again, we have depth. Kyle Kendricks is an 85 overall, but he is behind Cedric Turner on the depth chart. Turner is going to be the future at linebacker for us. He's 6'1", 218, and he's just athletic, man. 96 speed, 85 agility, 94 acceleration. The kid can tackle. He can cover. He's going to be a key player on this defense for years to come. And behind him is freshman Maurice Johnson, a 6'2", 240-pound freshman from Ohio. I said D tackle was probably our deepest position, but cornerback is another deep position led by senior Kenneth Johnson. He's a 99 overall. He'll be gone next year, probably a first-round pick. Andrew Benson could declare early. He's a 96 overall, 99 speed, 90 agility, 93 acceleration. He really hasn't playing that well this year. We have him playing in the slot because Aaron Wilkinson has been playing out of his mind the past 2 seasons. He's a 96 overall with 95 speed. Best cover corner in college football right now. I do expect him to declare early. Then we're losing the road runner, Eric Rogers. He's more of a special teams player for us. He really doesn't see a lot of time at corner. He could be drafted as a corner because his awareness is 99. His coverage ability is great. He just has not been playing great in our defense. And then there's redshirt junior Chad Sheldon. He's a 92 overall, 99 speed, 92 agility, 98 acceleration. A lot of juniors in this cornerback room, and I think 2 or 3 of them could declare early, but we do have backup plans. We have Tony Hardy. He's a redshirt freshman from New Jersey, 6 foot, 186. This kid is going to be something special. I'm telling you, keep an eye on him next season. 85 overall, 98 speed, 91 agility, 95 acceleration. Then you have Carlos Parker. He was also brought in last season or 2 seasons ago in their recruiting class. He's an 84 overall with 96 speed, 93 acceleration. The freshman that we brought in last year was Bob Mills. He's an 80 overall as a true freshman, 92 speed, 91 acceleration. Also, another freshman we brought in was Ruben Brown. He's a 70 overall with 90 speed. I think we have our corners of the future already in place with Hardy and Parker and Mills, but I would like to see a little bit more depth added just to keep that cornerback room going. At free safety, we're losing a stud, Travis Haley. I do think he'll declare early, man. He's a 95 overall with 96 speed, 95 acceleration. This kid has been special since he signed on to join Grambling State, and I think he will be gone next year. Behind him is Craig Manning, 91 overall. He's been playing a lot of linebacker and special teams. He's got great speed, 91 speed, 92 acceleration, but we got to work on his awareness and his coverage ability. I'm excited for Joe Bell next season, man. He's an 84 overall with 94 speed, 92 agility, 91 acceleration. He's got great coverage skills and can tackle. It's going to be interesting to see if Haley leaves, if Bell can push Manning for some playing time. And we can't forget about our JUCO transfer from last year, Bill Temple. He's a 79 overall at free safety with 92 speed, 91 agility, and 89 acceleration. At strong safety, Antoine Nugent has been playing great this year. He's a 92 overall with 95 speed. I expect him back next year. I wouldn't be too shocked if he declared, but I'm expecting him to be back next year. Behind him is sophomore Cedric Jones. He's a 83 overall with 93 speed and 76 awareness. He could push next year if Nugent decides to declare early for playing time. But we do have Roy Gray. He's a redshirt freshman, 6'4", 200 pounds, 81 overall. He does need to work on his speed, agility, and acceleration, but I think he would make for a great playmaker going into next season. At kicker, Ryan Davis is a junior. He's a 92 overall. Kind of inconsistent as a kicker. I wouldn't be surprised if Grambling State tries to push to get another kicker in this recruiting class. And then our true freshman punter is Derek McBride. He's a 78 overall. So like I said before, I think there will be a few juniors that decide to declare early. A lot of big names on this team, but we are setting up this recruiting class to fill those holes, and I'm excited to show you guys who has already signed to join the class of Season 9. Let's kick things off with players that have already signed their intent to come to Grambling State. First up is cornerback John Winston. He's 6'4", 174 from Harts, West Virginia. He's the number 17 ranked cornerback in this class, but this dude is a gem. He's got 92 speed, 81 agility, 89 acceleration, but it's his coverage skills that have coaches drooling, man. Look at that. 85 man coverage, 88 zone coverage, and 81 press. He's got an 86 pursuit and an 82 play rec. This kid is going to be something special, man, and add him to an already deep cornerback room. It's going to be scary for the next few years at Grambling State. We keep the tradition alive at tackle, man. We pick up another great one here. This is Calvin Brown from Oceanside, California, 6'6", 315 pounds. He's the number 8 ranked tackle in this class, and he is headed to GSU. And he was another gem found by Coach Fobbs and his recruiting team. He's a 79 overall as a true freshman. Check out the strength, 87 strength. Not that agile, but he's got great acceleration, and he's a great pass blocker and run blocker, and he can get on that impact block as well. We're excited to have him in, and he could push for playing time either at right tackle next season or left tackle. And our defensive line just got a little bit better. This is Oliver Lindsay from Thornton, Colorado. He's 6'4", 252 pounds. He's a 4-star, the number 15th ranked defensive end in this recruiting class. And check this out, another gem for Coach Fobbs, yo. 76 speed, 77 strength, 80 acceleration, 81 power move, 82 finesse move. He gets off of blocks. He can tackle. He's got great hit power, and he's going to chase you down with that 86 pursuit. Teaming him up with the guys that we already have here at defensive end is going to be scary, man. Our pass rush is going to be really good next season. So it's time to take a look at the top of our board. This is Joshua Scott from Lambertville, Michigan. He's 6'4", 254, number 6 defensive end in the country. He's a 4-star, and right now Grambling has the lead over Purdue and Northwestern, and this kid is special. He's an 81 overall as a true freshman, 78 speed, not that agile. The acceleration isn't that great, but look at the block shedding. Look at the finesse moves. Look at the power moves. This kid is a pass rusher. He can tackle, great hit power, can get after you with the pursuit, and he's smart with the play rec. We're excited. He has been on campus already. He was here for I think that was week 5, and he had a great visit. No, he was here last week against Alabama, and it was a great visit. Look at the points that we got for him just being on campus, almost 1,200 points, and we jumped to the top of his board. We are looking for more depth at tackle. This is Lawrence Andrews. He's 6'4", 276 pounds from Mount Pleasant, Texas. He is a 5-star recruit, the #1 tackle in the country, and Grambling State is in a battle. LSU has the lead right now. Texas and Bama are ahead of us. Arkansas State is right behind us, but I think if we keep pressure on and keep our interest in Andrews, he will be a Tiger by the end of the season. And this is why we're pushing so hard. 86 strength, 92 acceleration, 85 pass block, 84 run block, and 85 impact block. He is a left tackle by trade, and we would be honored to have this kid on campus. He'll be visiting GSU in Week 10, but first he has a trip to Alabama Week 9. Another defensive end that we have our eye on, this is Glenn Bell from Newport Richey, Florida. He's 6'3", 239, the #1 defensive end in this recruiting class. He's a 5-star prospect. Bama's after him. Georgia's after him. Grambling State is there. Those are his top 3 schools as of right now. And he is a pass rush specialist, 85 speed, 72 agility, 88 acceleration. The power move is 79. Look at the finesse, man. 86 finesse move, 79 block shedding. He can tackle, great hit power. He's going to chase you down with the pursuit. Only thing I'm concerned about is his play rec. But honestly, I just want this kid to pin his ears back and go get the quarterback. And he'll be on campus Week 8 and then go to Florida after that. Then he's got a trip to FIU, Georgia, and Bama to round out his recruiting. We have to add more depth at wide receiver. This is William Lee. He's 6'3", 198. He's from Alliance, Ohio. He's a 5-star prospect, the #1 wide receiver in this class, and he is loving Grambling State right now. He's got GSU ahead of Ohio, Florida, Bama, and LSU. And he is solid as a freshman, man. It's 93 speed, 80 agility, 88 acceleration. He's got 78 catching, 82 route running, 75 in spec catch, and a 74 in catch in traffic. If we added him, man, he could see some playing time his freshman year. But I would love to see him get the red shirt, work on that agility, and work on that acceleration. And he has a visit set up for Week 7, followed by a trip to Florida, Ohio, and then Bama in Week 14. And you know Coach Fobbs loves his athletes, so he went out and found one in Fremont, California. This is JUCO transfer Travis Young. He's 6'2", 207. He's a 3-star prospect, the number 75 ranked athlete in this class, and he has Grambling as his #1 team outright. And he is a true athlete, man. He's got 92 speed, 79 agility, 90 acceleration. He's not a defensive player. We could put him at wide receiver, running back. He could be more of like an H-back for us. He's got some solid catching ability. He can break tackles. He's elusive. He's got a stiff arm, spin move, juke move, carry, ball carrier vision. He could be like a Mike Harper for us, where he can run like some end-arounds or some sweeps for us. He's just an exciting player that's looking to come to Grambling State. And he'll be on campus Week 8. Since Ashton Hall is graduating this offseason, we have a huge hole at outside linebacker to fill. So we went right here in our backyard, Monroe, Louisiana. We found Charlie Logan. He's 6'4", 234 pounds. He's a 4-star prospect, the number 7th ranked outside linebacker in this class, and he has Grambling State as his #1 team. And I think he's a solid find, 83 speed, 76 agility, 98 acceleration. He's a decent tackler with 75 tackle, a 79 hit power, 85 pursuit. He's smart. Play rec is at a 79. He can get off of blocks, but I'm excited about that zone coverage and that man coverage. You know we like to man up on our secondary and our linebacker spot, so he could cover a tight end if need be or cover an entire zone if need be. Another athlete that we have on our board is Tommy Norton from Texas. He's a 4-star prospect, 6'1", 205, the number 15th ranked athlete in the country, and he's got Grambling State as his #1 team over Georgia, South Carolina, Auburn, and Ole Miss. And he's another player that's got solid speed, 90 speed, 80 agility, 89 acceleration, but his coverage ability is what makes him look great. 84 man coverage, 82 zone coverage, 75 tackle. I'm just noticing that. 85 play rec. He can press at a 90, but he's also can play running back. He's got a 74 break tackle, 84 elusiveness, 88 stiff arm, 84 spin move. He can juke you out. He can carry the ball. This kid is a true athlete. He could play safety for us, maybe. I would love to see him at corner with that 84 man coverage, but he does have to work on his agility and his catching just a little bit. And he's got his visit set up already. He'll be at Grambling week 8, headed to Auburn week 12, Georgia week 13, and South Carolina week 14. Another athlete you need to keep your eye on is Raymond Olsen. He's from Panama City, Florida. He's 6'4", 224 pounds. He's a 5-star prospect, the number 9 ranked athlete in this recruiting class. Mississippi State, South Carolina, and Georgia are on his short list. Grambling State is in at 4. We got some work to do with this kid, but he could be something special. 93 speed, 83 agility, 88 acceleration. He can catch a little bit with 73 catching, 70 spec catch, 70 catch in traffic. He's got a 79 route running, but he is a quarterback. He's been playing quarterback since his freshman year in high school. He's got a decent arm, 79 throw power, 84 accuracy, but he's a runner first, 91 carrying. He's got a slight juke. He's a little bit elusive. I would probably put him at wide receiver with that 6'4" frame and redshirt him. That way he can work on his catching ability and his catching traffic. And he's got his visit set up as well. He's heading to Auburn week 8, coming to Grambling State week 10, then headed to South Carolina week 12, Georgia week 13, and Mississippi State week 14. Since we're losing our star center this offseason, we had to go find another one. This is C.J. Johnson from San Gabriel, California. He's 6'3", 273, a 4-star prospect, the number 2 center in this recruiting class. Oklahoma State is ahead of us at number 2, and he's got Colorado State, Reno, and the Vandals from Idaho on his short list, and he would make a great plug-and-play player. He's got 78 pass block, 83 run block, great impact blocking, and solid strength and acceleration. He could replace our center going into next season. And he's got his visit set up as well. He'll be at Grambling State week 8, Oklahoma State week 9, up to Reno week 11, Colorado State's week 12, and Idaho in at week 14. We knew Coach Fobbs was kind of irritated with Mike Davis this season, so he's been on the recruiting trail looking for a new kicker. This is Corey Clark. He's a 5'10", 222-pounder from Covington, Louisiana, 3-star prospect, the number 7 kicker in this class. He's got Grambling State as his number 1 team above Tulane, Texas, Texas State, and Louisiana Tech. And this kid has a strong leg, 85 kick power, 79 accuracy. He could come in and push Davis for that starting job next season. The spring game will be interesting, I'll tell you that. Coach Fobb has been looking hard at these athletes this year. Derek Watson is another one. He's 6 foot, 216 pounds from Springdale, Ohio. A 5-star prospect, the number 7 athlete in this class. Right now he's got Notre Dame as his number 1 team. Grambling State is in at 2. USC in at 3. Bama is 4. And a distant 5th is Ohio State. Taking a look at his abilities, he's got 89 speed, 79 agility, 86 acceleration. He could cover a little bit, but I like him more as a wide receiver, 77 catching, 72 spec catch, 76 catch in traffic, and 77 route running. He could come in and add more depth at wide receiver. That's what we're looking for this year. We could be losing 2 running backs this offseason, so Coach Fobbs went out to Pennsylvania and found Jared Newsom. He's 6'2", 186 from West Mifflin, Pennsylvania. He's a number 60 ranked halfback, but his traits say something different. He's very solid. He's got 89 speed, 85 agility, 88 acceleration. The break tackle and trucking isn't that great. He's more elusive. He's got a nice spin move and juke move. The one concern I do have is the carrying and ball carrying vision. If he does get redshirted, that would help out a lot. And he'll be on campus week 7 for his official visit. The state of Pennsylvania has been a great recruiting ground this year for Grambling State. Also in West Mifflin is Brian Hall. He's a JUCO transfer. He's 6'2", 206, the number 177th ranked wide receiver in this class. He's a 3-star. Right now he's got Southern Miss, Clemson, and Louisville above Grambling State, and Vanderbilt is in a close 5th. And this dude has some speed, man. He's got some wheels, 93 speed, 77 agility, 91 acceleration. He's got 85 jumping. And look at the catching and route running, man. 74 catch, 87 route running, The spec catch is kind of low, but the release and catching traffic are decent. He could come in and play his I think he's a sophomore, his sophomore season, but I would like to see him get redshirted just to work on that spec catch in his hands a little bit more. Another wideout on our board this year is Jimmy Morris. He's 6'2", 188. From right up the street in Ruston, Louisiana, he's a 4-star. He's the 33rd ranked wide receiver in this class. Right now, he's got some big teams on his short list. Michigan in at number 1. Ohio State is 2. Grambling State is 3. USC is 4. And Notre Dame is in at 5. And we can see why all these teams are after him, man. He's got solid speed, 85 speed. The agility needs some work. The acceleration needs some work as well. With the 73 catching, the 89 route running, the 83 spec catch, the 82 release, the 77 catch in traffic. This kid is going to be something special. It's kind of a project. You get him in, you mold him, redshirt him his freshman year. He'll come back his sophomore year, and he'll be solid. And last on our board is Joey Walker. He's a 4-star running back from Modesto, California. He's 6'1", 211 pounds. He's number 18 in running backs in this class. And I think we found something special here, guys. He reminds me a lot of Pierre Jackson. 92 speed, 79 agility, 87 acceleration. The trucking's not there, but he's elusive. He's got a spin move, a nice juke move. His carrying and ball carrying vision needs some work. But I think if we could get him in, redshirt him, allow him to sit a year, he'll come back, and I think he'll be like a 73 or a 74 going into his redshirt freshman season. And he could come in and see some playing time in 2 years. And right now he's got a lot of SEC teams after him. Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Auburn, and then Grambling State just got added to his board. So I think with this class, man, we are looking at more depth, more speed. Our key focus is definitely at defensive end, get more pressure, wide receiver, get faster, more playmakers. And if Pierre Jackson decides to declare early, we're looking for a replacement for him. We have a lot of redshirt juniors that could be headed to the pros in this offseason. Comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about this recruiting class. Who is your favorite prospect on the board so far? Love to hear from you guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new. Don't forget to ring that bell. Join the Noti Squad and hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Facebook, Twitter, and IG at Big C Gat Game. And we'll talk from Florida as we take on the Gators this week. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.